Yo, yo, yo. We back with another one, and another one, and another one. You know how we doing it. You know how we coming. As you can see, I got another special guest for y'all. She locked and loaded, ready to go. She tuned in. I ain't gonna lie to you, I got all my blood relatives on the pod for y'all, man. This is exclusive content. They doing it for me. They ain't doing it for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk the talk and walk the walk. They want me to pick their brain a little bit. So this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So this is another segment of what women are really thinking. And I got my special guest right here. She gonna give you her name, where she from, and a little bit about herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Luciana. I go by Lucy. I'm from Homestead. I'm from a lot of places. We'll get into that later. What else do you want to know?
Tell them about your upbringing, where you come from, all that good stuff.
My upbringing. So I was raised in Homestead, Florida. I was born in Haiti, and once I got that certain age, I just kind of moved a little bit here and there. So like I said from earlier, I'm from a little bit of everywhere. So got to be a little bit more specific, Nate.
All right, so. Yeah, this one, y'all, she gonna grill me too. She probably, she ain't gonna just let me get away with a lot of stuff. So this one it's gonna be a fun one. So now, tell us about growing up in Haiti and then coming over here to the motherland, the melting pot.
Okay. I actually don't know anything about my time in Haiti. So
Really?
I came into the U.S. when I was 4 years old, and to be honest, it's so crazy because I have this conversation with a few people. I don't remember anything. I mean, when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Like, even when I went back to Haiti a couple of years ago, nothing looked familiar. Nothing. So, my life for me really didn't start until I made it into Miami at the age of 4. When I started to then live with my father's sister. So I was raised by my aunt in Homestead, Florida.
Okay. So how was it growing up there then? What was the motion like? What was going on out there?
How's it like growing up in Homestead?
Yeah, Homestead. Yeah, a lot of people don't know because everybody thinks Miami is Homestead.
No, not
and it's not.
Homestead.
A lot of people do though.
Well, that's what we have to sometimes vert to, because we have to say Miami, because you say Homestead, the only people that would know Homestead are folks that are familiar with the Air Force Base, because there's an Air Force Base, or if you're familiar with like Turkey Point. So I always have to touch some of those well-known places, like the racetrack that's near the high school that I went to, or I would say right before you start driving into the Keys, and they'd be like, oh. So I think you have to touch on some of those landmarks. But growing up in Homestead was interesting. It was really interesting because Homestead, when I was younger, I literally thought only Haitians lived in Homestead. Because it was just like, it was either you either went to the Catholic church or you went to the Baptist church, and everyone just knew everyone, and it was really hard to do things because before you got home, your legal guardian or your parents knew about it, and it was just really interesting. But growing up in Homestead was fun. I have to say that everyone that I grew up with in Homestead are 75% of my family, but the ones that weren't family are now family because we're just so close knit. It's everything is tight in Homestead. So it was a good time. I mean, I left as soon as I could leave, and listen, I never looked back.
Well, we're going to get into things because I got something specific I wanted to ask you, but we're going to get into that a little bit later in the interview because you good with change. So I want to know what makes you so good at it. But wait, don't answer yet. Okay. We still talk about you. We still getting into you a little bit. Okay. So how was high school for you? Like, was you into the books? Was you out hanging out? Was you a school kid? Or was you like, I'm just going to do whatever? What was it like for you during your younger ages in school?
So, high school. I'm gonna go back to middle school. So middle school, I believe I was trying to find myself because I started to find myself in middle school because
Really?
yes,
That's young though.
it is young. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you are raised without parents and you're in a household and you're being raised with other individuals that does have parents, and you see their parents come pick them up here and there and whatever, it kind of it already makes you feel like something is missing. So mentally, when you're raised without parents, mentally you kind of grow faster and quicker than others mentally. So when I was about 13, I went on this like mental journey to like kind of find myself. So I started hanging around my older cousins, which, you know, that got me into some anyway. But in school, I was my favorite subject was like reading, history, anything like math wasn't it.
Nah.
To the day.
I feel you.
Math is not it. I loved science in middle school. Once I got to high school, I was like, this ain't it either. So I was into my books. When it came to the FCAT, I'll tell you this. This will tell you how I was when it came to like grades. When it came to FCAT, I passed every subject
But
except
math.
for math. Like that.
That runs in the
first of all,
family.
I think it's ridiculous that I have to go to school at least half of my life and then take a test for me to be like, for them to be like, here's your diploma. Like, you might as well just in kindergarten just let me take the test so I can go ahead and get out. Because if you're not gonna give me my diploma.
So what you telling me is you was ready for adulthood already?
I really was. I grew up really fast up here.
So what made you want like? Because they say, well, people say from interviews I watched, it took them a long time to understand who they was and where they came from, especially like without having their parents in their life. So what made you want to grow up so fast and become the person you is now?
Well, for one, I was very sheltered.
Oh.
My aunt and my other legal guardian, they sheltered me a lot. Like, there was a group of family that always lived nearby where I lived, and I always wanted to go hang out at their house, and I was always told no and couldn't really do it. Not as often. It wasn't until like I was about maybe 16 I was allowed to like hang out with that certain group of folks, because they were a little older. Like the youngest one was a male figure, so obviously I wasn't allowed to hang out with him, but his sister was like she's 2 years older than I am, and so I was allowed to hang out with her. So I was very sheltered and just wanted to know what was out there. What are you hiding me from? Like what is it that you fear that I won't be able to?
But don't you think that's like a island thing? Because if you think about it, every island parent, it don't matter Haitian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, all that stuff, they all have this thing where they want their kids to be safe, or they love us to be safe, because there's a lot of danger out in the world that can harm y'all and mess up your brain.
It is an island thing. Actually, it's the parental thing. Actually, I'm not gonna put it just on island. It's if you're a parent that have gone through some things and know what this world is about, you kind of want to protect your children from, but that could also be a bad thing as well. I want, if God ever grants me the honor of being a parent one day, I want to be able to share with my child what's going on. Like, I'm gonna give you a real good example. I used to get spanked if one of my legal guardians is coming to the room, not like beat my behind, but they used to spank me if, like, let's say they woke me up the first time they came to the room. It was like, wake up, you gotta go to school. And I wake up and I'm like stretching, and I get, like the doggy style position when you're in bed because you're trying to like get up. Mm-hmm. That was like something was like, why are you in that position? And I'm like, what's wrong with this position? Like, I'm like 12. Like, if you're gonna open my mind for me to think that there's something wrong with this position, that's only gonna make me curious, So I feel like in a Caribbean and Haitian household, they tell you not to do something, but they don't tell you why. And I feel like you should be able to talk to your children and tell them why they're not allowed to do something, because number one, you open the door to curiosity, and number two, you make them want to do what you're telling them.
That's
not
what I be
to do.
saying. I totally agree.
So I that's where I stand on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after high school, did you go to college?
I did not go to college.
Really?
So it was so interesting watching your last interview with your mom, because we actually share something that I'm pretty sure she don't know. So I did not get my high school diploma from high school, thanks to the FCAT. So I had to avert to Job Corps. And I went to Job Corps in Franklin, North Carolina. I think that was like one of the best experiences in my life, because that was the first time that I ever left home. So when I was making the decision to go to Job Corps, I was like, do I want to go right here in Homestead? No, I don't. Do I want to go to Jacksonville? No, my aunt went there. I don't want to be known as the girl, Marie's niece or whatever. Where do I want to go? So I was like, don't want to go to Georgia? Oh, Georgia too wild. So I just wanted to go someplace where I know I'd have a good time, but I'd be focused. So in Franklin, North Carolina, I'm not gonna lie to you, has a little piece of my heart. I love that place.
All right. So that sound like the country. Was it the country? What was going on out there? You talking about you had fun? You was on cows. You was chasing.
No, I wasn't on cows. So back in the day, I don't know if Job Corps still operate the same way, but back in the day, you would go to Job Corps. You would go to you would do your studies. You would go to the skill or trade that you're learning, and then boom, that's it. So when I went to Job Corps, I spoke to, I think she was the educational advisor. And I was like, look, we need a basketball team. Look, we need a cheerleading squad. Look, we need a homecoming or a prom queen. Like, give us something to be excited about our final year or our final months here at Job Corps. So I kind of help implement all of that at that. I don't know if they do it everywhere, but I know in Franklin, North Carolina, they're still doing it.
Okay.
And it started with me saying something. So
Did you win any of those things?
I did.
What you won?
Queen.
You got any pictures?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'll show you later.
So you was the queen of Job Corps.
Well, that class.
Okay, so
yeah.
So what'd you learn? What was the trade you took up?
Business administration.
All right. So
your mother.
So y'all both like what you liked it about business? What was something that gravitated you?
I love business, and where I work now has actually, yeah.
So you like business, but you don't like numbers.
I know, right?
You like business, but you don't like numbers.
Listen, it's 2023. We're evolving, okay? We're evolving to the point where I don't need to like numbers. There are systems out there that will calculate and do the numbers for me. I just have to be able to sell you on something. Make you believe that you need a business.
Smart. All right. So after Job Corps, did you find something in your niche, or what was something that you were doing after that?
After Job Corps, I kind of did a lot.
What you mean you did a lot?
Got my hands into a lot of things.
Why are you trying to be mysterious on the camera now? We trying to pick your brain for 30 minutes.
After Job Corps, yeah, it's the hustle in me to always work a 9 to 5, always have something on the side. So I got my hands into a little here and there.
What was one of your side hustles?
Back in 2009, I started a clothing line. I used to do hair. I can't anymore because, when you do hair for too long, you start to, hands don't work the same anymore. If you don't take care of them. I wasn't taking care of my hands. So if there are any hairdressers or hairstylists that are, new to the game that don't know this, if you are thinking about doing hair long term, please take care of your hands. Like, give yourself some grace. Owe it to yourself to get a weekly or a monthly massage and get some type of acupuncture to the nerves, just to make sure that those nerves are still going to work the same 10, 15 years after you've been doing hair. And I didn't take care of my hands, so now I can't really do hair as much as I would love to. So,
okay.
And other things that I used to do, I'm not gonna say.
That's fine. So what was the clothing brand and lifestyle for you?
I think I started it too early, didn't research like I should have. Like if I could go back to doing it, I definitely have a very successful clothing line. I was really into bandage dresses, bodycon dresses, because like wham, bam, wham. Turn a Slim Jim into a Coke body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about the bodycon dresses. Like it's something about that material that just makes a woman very confident. Well, for me, I'm not gonna speak for all women because not all women like that material, but I absolutely love it.
Okay. So let's pick the women's brain real quick. I asked all the women this. You watched the episode, so I want to see your take on this. So is women unstable creatures?
I think all humans are unstable creatures.
Why you say all humans? I'm saying women. We're not talking about men. We're not talking about anything else. We're just talking about women. What makes women unstable? What makes women tick?
So yes, but let's think about a woman. Let's go to the woman's body.
Okay.
We go through so many phases with our body, monthly, daily. Y'all wouldn't know the half, and when I say y'all, I mean men. Men wouldn't know the half of what women go through. You got it good. You can say this week I'm going to the beach and not have to worry about anything. I can say next week I'm going to the beach and here come Mother Nature, messing it all up.
The Mother Nature is the only thing, y'all. But what don't y'all have things y'all can communicate to y'all partners and tell them, you know?
You mean unstable creatures as a whole? I mean, yes and no. I feel like there are a lot.
Because you say y'all go through these changes,
we
but
do.
if y'all not communicating that, how we supposed to know? Can't read your brain.
I feel like if you've been with someone long enough, you should know that person. You should know and understand that person. I shouldn't have to. If I've been with you for more than 2 years, and I still have to tell you something about me, we need to reevaluate something.
What you mean? Well, go more in depth. Like reevaluate what?
So what do you mean by like you shouldn't have to like?
Because I understand the 2-year period. Like they should know. I think people should know by the first year. Like okay,
right.
This is how it goes. But if certain things, like a female would say, I don't know. I can't really think about in my head. But like say, for instance, you know you'll get emotional around this time of the month. You feel me? I think that should be explained in the beginning, not.
What?
Because that's the best thing I could have came up with right now.
All right, so let me. Okay, let's go back. You said, are women unstable creatures?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Life causes us to be unstable.
So y'all don't know how to. Do y'all know how to take care of your emotions and understand where y'all coming from?
Some women, yes. Some women, no.
Some women. Where does that stem from, though?
Than others.
Where does that stem from, though?
Experiences, trauma, broken heart, just a lot. There's a lot, and a lot of women that goes through so much trauma and have had their hearts broken so many times, instead of them seeking help, that's just like another load, and they just, all right.
So why females try to be so tough on themselves when they know they can, go out there and get some help from a therapist and start focus on themselves, using their things for the right way? Because we got females out here telling them, take the money from the nigga, F him, he ain't nothing. We're gonna be outside with our ratchet friends, this and that. So they listening to them instead of doing what they supposed to do. So where's the
I think those women are lost, and they need to. When the time comes, they will find themselves. Everybody find themselves in a different phase of their life. Every woman in this world, they're different. I mean, you have some that are trying to follow whatever outside have going on. You have some that are, working 3, 4, 5 jobs just to try to feed their children and, make sure their family have it.
For sure.
You have some that are all about the books. They're like 24 and now in school for a PhD, but that doesn't mean that they're unstable. It's a lot to that question. I believe that this should just be a segment on its own because it's a lot to that question.
Maybe we might come back with a little 7. I don't know. It depends. It depends on how everybody answer the question because everybody has their own take. Just like you said, everybody has their own opinion about certain things.
Yeah.
So let's get back to you changing sceneries because you talked about you went from Haiti to Homestead to North Carolina. Now you in Orlando. So I'm the type of person, me personally, guys, I don't do change very well. But you seem to do it very well. So what's up? What is it about change that makes you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get up and just go. Like I'm gonna just start random, just hit the restart button.
Well, for one, I don't have any children, so it's very easy for me to do. But it's not that I can handle change very well. It's just my roots will forever be planted in Homestead. Period. That's where I am from. But there's so much more to this life. There's so much more to this world. I don't want to experience everything that life has to offer right here in Orlando or right there in Homestead. So for me, it was, like I said, I have been trying to find myself. I was trying to find myself back then. So it was nothing for me to just get up and be like, you know, when my homegirls wanted to move to Atlanta, I was like, oh, bet, let's go. I got up and I left. And from living in Atlanta, picked up some skills, went through some experiences, closed that chapter, moved back here. So it's not really that I can handle changes. It's just life has a lot to offer. And if you just stay in one place, you will miss out on a lot of opportunities.
When did that come with traveling though?
Yes.
Cause I love my city. I don't think I'll ever leave.
See now I'm good. I don't want to move anymore. I rather travel now. So I'm good where I'm at. I bought my house, you know, travel whenever time permits. So I'm good.
What's somewhere you want to go that you haven't been?
Egypt.
Ooh, that's hard.
Egypt.
Why Egypt?
Just like the water brings me peace, something about the symbolics of Egypt just brings me peace. I like peaceful things. I like peaceful places. I like peaceful vibes. I like peaceful people, you know? So. Do
you believe in the zodiac sign stuff?
To a certain extent.
Can you tell the people what your sign is real fast? Cause they gonna want to know. You feel me?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay. Is it true what they say about your sign?
It's so funny that you were talking about signs because I was on Instagram earlier, and I'm sure everybody knows Justin LeBoy. He was like, "What sign are you, and what sign are your mom?" And he was like, "I believe the Scorpio mothers are a little mentally messed up," and I thought that was hilarious.
So you think you're mentally messed up?
I don't think I'm mentally messed up. I think Scorpios are very, very, very hard individuals to deal with, but that's... Why are you shaking your head? Yeah?
Bro, listen, bro. I feel like me personally,
but
you're the only Scorpio that I can deal with, but I don't see you on a regular, so it's easier for me to I don't get along with Scorpios.
Really?
I don't get along with Scorpios. I'm just keep that a blue with y'all. I don't get if you're a Scorpio, I'm sorry, I don't know you, but I'm probably not gonna get along because y'all, like you said, you're a hard individual to get with. Even SZA. SZA's like the most famous Scorpio in the world. The way she talks in her music, because I do listen to SZA, I am a fan, and the way she talks about her love life and how she wants to be treated is like she knows that she's high maintenance.
So I don't really listen to SZA. What does she say?
She says a lot of good stuff, not like these other females I have, but she's talking about some good things. She's talking about how she knows. One thing I like about SZA, she knows her role. A lot of like I don't want to bash the female any kind of way. This is not me bashing. This is like when you're a female.
Bashing Scorpios.
Yeah, this ain't bashing Scorpio. This is just a general thing. This is just a human thing. Okay. When you in somebody's life, whether you're in a relationship with them or not, you're supposed to know your role with them.
This is true.
So that's one thing I can respect about her. If she know that she's the side piece, she knows she's the side piece. You just got to keep it 100 with her.
Period. And that's how I am today.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, okay, clear the air about Scorpios, okay?
All right.
From my perspective.
I want to hear this.
Scorpios we're very strong-minded.
Yes.
We know what we want. And
y'all know what y'all want because that's what y'all
don't-
think it is, or y'all thought it out?
I mean, at my age, I know what I want. I'm too old for all the games. I've never liked games. Listen, just like Sister said, listen, if this is gonna be a one night thing, let it be a one night thing. If this is gonna be, we're gonna go on a couple of dates and you see what it is, then tell me that. Games are for little boys. Games are for little people. I don't have time for that. And Scorpios are like, let's get straight to the point. Let's, but you don't know a Scorpio until you have lived on one. I'm not going to say we're the easiest creatures to deal with because we're not. For me, the way that I am is due to experiences. I have a wall thicker than any wall the government could build anywhere. And it's just to protect myself because the community I come from.
I feel that. So you wanted to piggyback on home ownership. So give us a rundown about being a homeowner because you own a nice, beautiful establishment here. It's very pretty, very aesthetically pleasing, all that good stuff. And it smells great in here. Gotta tell you that too, man. Because you go to some people's house, it look good, but it don't smell good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keep it a buck. You feel me?
Thank you.
So tell us about your journey with being a homeowner.
It's something that I always knew I wanted to do, so I've already checked it off my my list. I've always wanted to own a home. You have to know that before you decide to own a home. You have to know that owning a home isn't renting a home. So I already knew that I wanted to own a home, and my journey was, we started looking 2020 before COVID. Then COVID happened. And I had to pause. And we officially had our keys in 2021. Listen, if you have a pen and paper, get ready.
Get ready.
All right. So, you're going to, like Geralda said in her interview, yes, you go search for a house, you fall in love with one, someone outbids you, back to the drawing board, you find another house, you pay all these fees, you find out that the inspection, the appraisal isn't what it is. All right, so boom, you find the house that you like. Now, depending on the type of house that you purchase, like for my home was built in 2016, so it's not a new build. It's not a brand new house. It's new, but it's not that new. If you buy a brand new build up house, then you have at least 5 to 10 years of everything working well. Except for that surprise tax property that goes up after your first year. That's another segment. But if you buy an older home like my home, don't think that you only need that down payment and then you're good, because that's not necessarily true. I would say if you don't have at least $20,000 saved for unexpected occurrences in your home, then after you move, save that $20,000. Don't be like, oh, I have $15,000 for a down payment, and then I have another $10,000 for me to furnish the house, and then boom, I'm good. That's not true, because especially in the state of Florida where we have hurricanes, things happen. For my home, I live in a home where we have like a septic tank and we have well water and stuff like that, because like my cousin said, I like the country, so it's peaceful. So I find myself on a piece of property that has a septic tank and well, so I have to make sure that I have a hefty savings account to make sure that if anything happened to those two pieces of my home, I need at least a good 30 G's saved up for me to make sure that those are good. So buying a home doesn't stop after you get your keys. You're forever a homeowner. You have to think that when you were renting, something happened, you call a landlord, all right, we're going to send maintenance up in a couple of days or the next couple of hours. But when it's your home, it's your home. You have to be in it 100%. especially if your first home is your forever home. This isn't my forever home. I think of this property as an investment property. So I am constantly upgrading it so that the next person that it belongs to automatically falls in love with it the first walkthrough. So it's easy. It's not easy. It's very rewarding, but it's not easy.
Okay, so what about the decor? Like, you ain't got to touch the real number. But how much you done spent on all this appliances, the tables, the couch? I wish I could show y'all a little bit, but
He's
how much?
not. I don't know, because I don't buy everything at one time. And when you buy a house, for the first 2, 3, 4 years, maybe it's a house. On the 5th year, it's your home, because you've lived in it. You've placed everything in it for it to be a home. But off the top of my head, we spent a little bag.
All right, so tell us about the marriage life. How's the marriage life for you? Like, what's the pros, what's the cons for the ladies? Because I notice with ladies, everybody want to get married. Everybody want to be in that. Just like what you got, a happy marriage, a nice house, a nice little dog, a nice decor. Everybody want that lifestyle. But give the people out there some the pros and cons of that to make it look good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You know what I've noticed these days?
Okay.
I see a lot of young couples getting married, and I could question and be like, why? Because I'm going to be honest with you, when I was 25, 22, 23, marriage who? Marriage what? I was going to weddings, but I was never the girl. Actually, I was never that girl that was like, had a book and was like, oh, when I get older, this is that. Never, ever, ever did I give marriage a thought. Because that's just something that I don't want to think about. But these days, I see everybody like wants to get married, and I don't know if it's because they see everybody else spending $30,000-$50,000 on a wedding, and they look good for a couple of hours. But marriage isn't about just that day. It's a lot that goes into it, and I think I'm thankful that I was with my partner for 7 years before I married my partner, and I was engaged for 4 years before I actually said yes to the question. Wow. So I had the ring. Life of a Scorpio. Life of dealing with a Scorpio, because when we say yes to something, we want to make sure that yes is our forever yes. We want to make sure that when we say through sickness and health, it is through sickness and health to death do us part. We don't want to say yes because my friend got married and it was no, because marriage life is not easy. It's just like a home. It's very rewarding. It's very beautiful. You can flourish together with your partner, but it's not easy. There's definitely going to be downs, probably more downs than ups, but those ups are definitely what makes it worth you fighting for. So, everybody's marriage is different, and it's just a matter of, are you committing yourself to the person that you will change their diapers when, God forbid, they get in a car accident and they can't walk for like 2 years, and you have to take care of them, and you got to hold it down, and God forbid they're at the wrong place at the wrong time, and now here they are, locked up for like 6 months, and then after, are you going to hold it down? Are you going to put the differences that you and their family have aside and love the person that you married? So, marriage is tough, but if you marry the right one, it's a piece of cake.
All right, man. We're going to close it out right here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring my cousin back for another one, because I like the vibe. I don't want to talk ahead of too much. So go ahead.
I'm here for it.
Tell me your name. Tell them where you from, all that good stuff. If you want them to find you on Instagram, tell them where to find you on Instagram.
You know what's so funny? I don't even know my Instagram name. You know it?
Yeah, I know it. I'm put it on the description.
All right, bet. So my name is Lucy Anna. You can call me Lucy. That's what everybody call me.
Lucy Goosey.
Oh my goodness, why do y'all always add that? It's always loosey goosey, loosey loose. I'm not loose.
So goofy, bruh.
No, but it was. Thank you for having me.
Of
I
course.
really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
So if y'all like what I had to say, maybe I'll be back for part 2.
Part 2 coming soon. Man, this is what we're all thinking. What women are already thinking. And we out, man. Peace.
Bye.
Yo, it's your boy Nate, man. The hottest podcast out right now. What we're all thinking podcast. Man, y'all need to go like, comment, subscribe for real, man. This podcast going up. We got bangers on the way. A lot of bangers, man. Y'all go view them last 2 episodes, man. Y'all really vibe with me.